Alright everyone, we start off today talking about Mikepence. He is in sour grapes mode right now. He's refusing to endorse Donald Trump. I have a feeling that the real reason is he wanted to be running mate again, and he was told no. He probably never even got through to Donald Trump himself. He managed to call Don Jr. or some staffer or something like that, and was laughed at, and then they hung up the phone or something like, are you fucking batshit or something? Are you friggin' crazy? It's Mike Pence. He may very well be. It's a little bit like a Nikki Haley Republican when you think about it. Nonetheless, he blames other things for why he's pissed at Trump and won't endorse him. Specifically, and it was hilarious at the time, I watched most of this, when he said he is incredibly proud of the record of the Trump-Pence administration. So he's proud of the exact same platform, more or less, that Trump is pursuing now. So that's not the problem. It's self-evident. Pence argued that the former president has walked away from conservative issues, like losing consistently, pointing to Trump's stance on abortion and U.S. national debt and his reversal on TikTok. Let me talk about these three things that are explicitly mentioned by Pence as reasons why he wouldn't endorse Donald Trump. So number one, abortion. I did not see Mike Pence mumble a single word against Lindsey Graham when he fundamentally proposed the same kind of bill. Yes, indeed, it was not a national abortion ban, it was just a national abortion bill. I understand that. Doesn't really matter. Public perception, because of bad messaging by the GOP, went strongly against that, and indeed mine as well. Because, it was stupid. It didn't make any sense. Donald Trump has repeatedly stated that he considers it to be a states' rights issue, generally speaking. He's weighed in on where he thinks the acceptable cutoff is, about 16 weeks or something like that, with an exception if the woman's life is in danger, of course. This is in line with the entire civilized world, by the way, for the majority of countries in the West. But he has not converted it from a states to a federal rights issue. That was Graham's problem mainly, trying to have a federal bill. Trump has simply weighed in on his opinion, and it's not markedly different. How is it a conservative view to take up the anti-pragmatic line of, well, now that Roe v. Wade is over, we're going to have a national abortion bill and we will ban all abortions, or something like that? You can't win on such a platform. Trump has always been a moderate on this issue. That's why he generally doesn't even bring it up during primary season, because he's afraid that the evangelicals will attack him or something like that. He definitely avoided mentioning it whenever possible, while also taking credit for the end to Roe v. Wade based on the Supreme Court justices that he appointed. How is his position non-conservative, other than the fact that his position can actually win? So there's number one, the U.S. national debt. I realize that Trump did big spending as well. Not quite as much as Joe Biden, you will note. And again, Mike Pence avoids mentioning what his particular preferred alternative is. Well, if you have a magic third-party candidate who happens to sound like 83 Ronald Reagan or something, maybe you'll go with that instead. Right now you have Cornel West and Jill Stein and former Democrat RFK Jr., who is a deep-seated anti-gunner and wants to put people in prison for denying climate change. Well, then basically it's between Trump and Biden. I suppose that Pence is tacitly endorsing Joe Biden for another 4 years, which is hilarious given the administration that he was part of when the steal happened. And by the way, there were ballot printers going burr at the time. And then he adds the TikTok ban. Of course, Donald Trump originally seemed to support, generally speaking, the idea of banning TikTok. Some states tried this. The courts laughed at them, basically. But then if you look at the actual bill, Donald Trump is wise to oppose it. He finds himself in league with a bunch of teenagers and leftoids on this particular issue. But he's also in league with the populist side of the Republican Party. He's also in league with right-leaning conservatives like myself. Right-leaning independents like myself. As a non-Republican, I oppose the TikTok ban bill. Because it's not about TikTok. It's about giving the President of the United States unilateral authority to deem any foreign-held or foreign-co-opted or foreign-affiliated site on the entire internet an enemy of the state and unilaterally block it and make their lives living hell. You know that there will be differential enforcement for political reasons if such a bill passes. Trump knows this too. He knows it better than almost anyone. He was a victim of persecution by big tech. Well, if he comes out against it, then kudos to him. How is it a conservative position to say, yeah, the President of the United States should gain the wide-sweeping power to destroy people's ability to express themselves in the modern public square, simply on a whim, with very little oversight? With a sympathetic Congress, you can get it done even quicker. You just notify them, say, in 30 days, by the way, this site's going to go bye-bye in the United States, and app stores won't be able to cover them or anything like that. People need a VPN to use them. Okay, says Congress, because we don't understand the First Amendment or the internet. You know, the average age of a person in the U.S. House is about 60 years old, and you're acting like they're tech experts and stuff like that. Donald Trump, on that one, ironically, is ceding, because he's probably going to get reelected, he's technically ceding the power to go after the big tech sites that he would want to go after. Well, that's, again, one up for him over the Biden administration or the Mikepences of the world. And Mike Pence says, well, we're proud of what our administration did. I like how he tries to take credit to, like, our administration. No, it's Trump's administration. You sat back in the shadows and did very, very little. Because Donald Trump likes to be the big man on stage and didn't even like publicly appearing with you very often. You were effectively a separate surrogate for the campaign in both 2016 and 2020, by the way. And you didn't do your job, and Donald Trump disapproved of that. And so he hustled you on your way. And now he's going to have a different running mate. I have a feeling that is the core reason why Mike Pence would do this. Why he would come out and say, well, I know I can't endorse the former president of the United States. Well, nobody expected you to endorse Mike. Just to be clear, we all suspected that you wouldn't. It's just you're not supposed to say that quiet part out loud. You know, you did have classified documents in your home that you weren't legally entitled to have. The current investigation into you might be dead. Donald Trump is probably going to be the president again. Maybe he retaliates a little bit on day one as a dictator or something else that the liberal media concocts as a slogan. That's about all. Peace out.